Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. After such a long time, I still have no relief. Oh, I still do not understand what happened in those final days of the summer of 1986. I was studying at University College London, and I had the chance to attend an interview given by the renowned author Jorge Luis Borges, an Argentinian writer. And during the interview, Mr. Borges was asked about the history of Uqbar, about which he had written a story in a collection of short stories called Fictions, in Spanish, Ficciones. Well, he said in an impeccable English, I was having dinner with my good friend, Bio Casares, when he mentioned an article that he had come across in an old cyclopedia. It's a shorter version of an encyclopedia, about a place called Uqbar in some unknown part of the East. It's curious that the only reference to Uqbar that we could find was in Bio Casares' edition. After I published the Uqbar story, someone broke into Bio Casares' house and ripped out 4 pages referring to Uqbar in the cyclopedia. What was odd was they didn't take anything else. Was it just a coincidence? I was in the audience thinking about this, and I remember I had read the Uqbar story, and I went looking for the article in the university library, and I came across the cyclopedia with the article in it. I waited until the end of the interview, and I managed to get a word with Mr. Borges, and I told him that I had found this article. It's the same one. Oh, by the way, you'll see the rest of me a little bit later. Well, he gave me a look, and he asked me to wait behind to tell him more. Well, I did. I told him I was studying at UCL, University College London, and that I had read the story, and that afterwards I went looking for the article, and I found it in an old part of the university that was very rarely used, part of the library. Well, he asked me whether he could come and look for himself. So the following day, there I was in the front of the university entrance, and Mr. Borges, a sprightly 80-year-old, was walking briskly across the grounds, cane in hand. Well, after brief greetings, we went into the library. We went upstairs and downstairs, and finally, we arrived at the section of the library which I had found before. It had a musty type of smell about it. And there we found the book, which we hoped would have the complete article about Uqbar. Well, when I checked the bookcase, something didn't seem to be right. The books seemed to be out of place. I remember putting them flush against one another, and I'm sure that was how I left it. Well, I took the book down and I turned to the right page, which was 917. And much to our surprise, pages about Uqbar had been torn. Not completely, because it looks like there was some more left behind. It looked like someone had done this in a hurry. Well, at that moment, we heard a noise in the corridor, and as we went to take a look, we heard a door slam. There must have been someone in the room before us. So, a little shocked, we went to sit down at a table. And there, much to my surprise and to Mr. Borges' surprise, there were articles and books about Uqbar. Well, I noticed there was a picture of the Encyclopedia Britannica, and I asked Mr. Borges, I said, didn't you write somewhere that the original pages about Uqbar had been published from the Encyclopedia Britannica? Yes, that's right, he said. Well, I think there may be a copy on this floor. So I got up and I went to have a look. And I grabbed the copy and then opened it at the table. And Mr. Borges looked at me. Well, opened the book. So I turned and then I saw a letter with my name on it. What's the matter? Said Mr. Borges. Something wrong? Ah, I see you have found the letter with your name on it. Well, go ahead, open it and read it out loud, please. Mr. Belekma, citizen of Uqbar. I have been looking forward to the day we would meet in person. For some time I have known that someone has been following me, watching where I go, watching to see if I was looking for cyclopedias. Well, I decided to set a trap. The interview, a trap. The letter in the cyclopedia, a trap. My companion John, who is here with us now, he came by yesterday to set the final trap. Mr. Borges continued. As you can see, I have the missing pages and a map. Upon examination, we know who tore the pages out of the cyclopedia and why. And why? Because the map shows the location of a particularly horrific murder. And we know the name of the murderer. And it was you. Ah, just in time. More people from Uqbar. But unfortunately for you, they are with the police. And here I am, many years ago, in a prison cell in Uqbar, locked up for life. And I still don't know how I got caught. How could a man in his 80s, a man like Mr. Borges, get one over on me? So, Madam Toastmaster, will I ever get relief from this torment? Back to you.